Medical disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes. It does not replace the medical advice of a trained doctor. Seek medical advice before beginning any treatment plan. Well, first, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Diabetes can be so tricky. Well, at least type 1 can. And there are so many doctors, individuals who feel, well, I've done everything he says. Why do I still get blood sugars out of whack? I still get highs. I still get lows. Nothing's working the way it's supposed to. Well, my friends, that's because there are so many variables that can modify your blood sugar. And years ago, you went to the doctor, he came up with a plan. You stuck with that plan, hell or high water. You weren't allowed to change anything. A diabetic living with type 1, you knew what your life was like, but yet you couldn't handle the responsibility of changing the medication. I can remember going to the doctor and they telling me I can modify my insulin. So like, if you know you're going to have a slow day where you're going to be eating more carbs, then you might want to do a little bit more of a correction. Though granted, this works more with the pump, but that part. But if you have high blood sugars for many days, they teach you how to correct. Now, I'm not going to give you the formula or the formula that I was taught, because everyone out there is different. I am not a doctor. And you have to be aware of such things. That you can't just take the same amount of insulin as the other person, because your results are going to change. It's not like, oh well, take one pill a day and throughout the whole day your blood sugars are going to be perfect. When your sons or daughters are growing up and going through the adolescent period, I would do my blood sugar. I didn't forget today. It's just has to charge. So keeping things going and changing, it can be quite difficult. And throughout adolescence, your body is changing. Your insulin demands are changing. And back when I was going through this period, it was, oh, you're cheating. You have to be cheating. You're getting higher blood sugars now. you've been on this dose for whatever, and now you're cheating. And I kept saying, no, I'm not cheating. And back then, cheating would be, oh, you had a bite of a chocolate bar. Oh my God, the world would come to an end because you're having a bite of a chocolate bar. You need to be certain you only ate and you can only have this amount at this time. And we're slowly taking away some of the trickiness. Insulin pumps allow you to see when you're getting blood sugars. I can't show you because I don't have graphs available. But it shows when you peak, when you go down, when you can attack your blood sugars, and when you can't. You need to, if you haven't already, had a conversation with your endo or your son's or your daughter's endo and say, how can we accomplish this? How can we get better blood sugar control? And he or she will come up with a plan. Unless your sons or your daughters are really young, then they'll probably want to see them before they do any changes. The nice thing now, at least with a lot of the CGMs, whether you're on the Medtronic, as I am, or you have a Dexcom or one of the others. I think there's another one out there now. But they all come with programs in which your doctor can dial in, God, am I showing my age? Go in through an app and they can come up with a plan and say, okay. And you could do it over the phone. It's going to be hard. But once you get the tools down, you'll think, why the hell did I not do that sooner? Why the hell did I not do that sooner? You need to get a hold of your blood sugar. And that is a theme that keeps coming up in these videos. You'll feel better. And that's the number one reason. I don't want any scare tactics. Oh, well, if you don't take care of yourself. And it's always other people's perception of what diabetes care is. If you're not following what I perceive, then you're doing everything wrong. And that is not acceptable in anyone's standards. You talk about how much better they'll feel, how much more energy you have. And I know this. When I go through a day where I have pretty well normal blood sugars, I'm getting ready. I want to know what I want to get done that day. Versus if I'm high, I'm kind of dragging a bit. So you need to have the tools in order for yourself, sons or your daughters, in order that they could feel it. They could do better in school. They could go out and play sports if they want to. don't feel that there's nothing you can do. I went through one of my earliest problematic times with diabetes. It was grade 9, and I started to have low blood sugars all over the place. I would end up going down to the school nurse, and they would do the treatment. There was no blood tests. Sometimes we'd have to do a urine test, and you had to be negative. You know, the hand test. You put out your hand. If you were shaking, then you'd have problems. I can remember it. And thinking back, if I knew how to understand controlling my own blood sugars by decreasing the amounts of insulin, then I probably would have got over that period a lot quicker than going to see the nurse every day, and finally the nurse contacting the doctor. The doctor kind of got incensed with everything, and he wouldn't listen, and so the school doctor had to call. And it was just a lot of more work saying, okay, well, I see I had blood sugar X is at that. Let's cut it back to that. Remember, anything I say in this video dealing with medical should be taken as examples. I'm not prescribing this to anyone. You are to go and discuss things with your own doctor, period. Don't go what I have to say. I may bring the idea into your mind to go discuss it with him. That's fine. But setting up your own program isn't. That goes for lows, that goes for highs. And with that, have a great day. And yes, diabetes can be tricky. Talk to you later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.